Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our website or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a white gold Rolex Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona reference 116509 D Series 2005. This is a timepiece of extraordinary versatility. Automatic winding, loomed and 100 meters, water resistant. It's your sports watch. Flat, flush, full bracelet and elegant. It's also your dress watch. 40 millimeters in diameter, a versatile size, 12.2 millimeters thick, 47.1 millimeters lug-to-lug, 51.3 millimeters end link to end link, and then 20 millimeters the spacing between the lugs. Throw it on my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference. You can see it does sit different on the wrist, both in terms of its size and in terms of its appearance compared to the rotating bezel sports watches like the GMT, the Sub, and the Sea Dwellers. This is a graceful watch that slides easily underneath the dress cuff. It also has a handsome full metal aesthetic because the bezel itself is the same material as the case and bracelet. Now Rolex makes its own gold, smelting in its own foundry, and then stamping its cases and creating its own clasps and bracelets. So not only does Rolex make every part of this watch, which I can recommend for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, but Rolex also making its own gold, giving you what's called gray gold, which is white gold that has a high palladium content. As a result, it doesn't need to be rhodium plated. If scratched, there's just more white gold underneath. So not needing to be coated makes this quite different from standard white gold, which can be scratched through to its milky yellow substrate. There is a clasp featuring a clamshell lock system, and you can see a little kerf, so you can open up the clasp. There's a straight through polish with polished flanks, and you can see the shoulders are in satin finish. Go inside the clasp and you can see there is a Rolex Easy Link, which is a 5 millimeter fold out equivalent to adding or removing one sizable link. You'll also see that there are 3 divots drilled internally, so you can change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp. Removable links are fixed in place by screws here. Now the watch is substantial because in the era of milled clasps, solid center links, solid end links, Rolex white gold full bracelet watches feel like platinum watches from other brands. You can see that the case flank is anything but the super case that you see on the Explorer 2, the GMT, and the Sub. This is a bit more like the Datejusts and the Date-8s, which is to say it's fluid, compound curved, handsome, and tapered with lovely, graceful, flowing lug profiles integrated into the mid-case. They're not squared off and the case flank is not sheer. The bezel, which is in outstanding condition, has a vertical portion, a little bit of a slanted bevel, and then you can see on its top it's all of high polish, which makes this watch aesthetically distinct from the modern steel watch, which now has a ceramic bezel. But you can also see that the lacquer for the calibrations is remarkably intact, a testament to the condition of this watch. You can also see that the dial is a remarkably charismatic and discontinued combination of matte black base, radially arrayed Arabic numerals in white gold, and then lovely little shocks of red. You'll also appreciate the fact that the watch is loomed, so this is a full-service sports watch. Screw-down crown, which you can see is a trip lock in white gold. You know it's gold and a trip lock because it has 3 dots with the center one largest. Screw-down crowns, again 100 meters water resistant, and inside the case, underneath a solid white gold case back, Rolex manufactured caliber 4130, automatic winding, 72-hour power reserve. It is free sprung with a full balance bridge for shock resistance. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It does feature a hacking seconds function. It has a column wheel for crisp actuation and a vertical clutch. We'll see if I've wound this one enough. A vertical clutch for smooth engagement. So it's a column wheel vertical clutch chronograph, and you have the ability to just leave the chronograph running full time without hazard, wear, or tear to the watch. That's the advantage of the vertical clutch, in addition to the fact that the chronograph seconds hand doesn't skip or jump when you start it. Now the watch features the full balance bridge and the free sprung index for shock resistance, but it also has a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring and a 5-position adjustment to help it better suit the testing conditions of the COSC. So it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. Now, in addition to vertical clutch, column wheel, hacking seconds, chronometer accuracy, and the 3-day power reserve, the watch was a pioneer for Rolex, as it was the first Rolex automatic movement to use a rotor bearing instead of a jeweled staff, and that rotor bearing makes the watch even more shock tolerant. It still winds bidirectionally with Teflon coated reversing wheels, so as with every other Rolex movement, this one winds silently and without any perceptible rattle. This is a timepiece that fires on all cylinders. Pivoting on 44 jewels, this movement 4130 was arguably the pioneer and the first of the entire generation of modern extended power reserve Rolex calibers. And of course the Daytona, Rolex's all-time opus in the chronograph category. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Since 1963, the Rolex Daytona